I have a short boyfriend, so I know, you know? I had to go short because I wanted a hot guy. I wanted a good face. So if you want a good face, you gotta take some hits, you know? It's my secret. If you want a 10 in the face, you gotta go 5'7" in the height. That's just the way it goes. I could never get my boyfriend's face on a taller model. There's no way. There's no way. But I got him on discount. He was marked down.
He's marked down, the New York Times. There she is, called comedian Nikki Glaser, Comedian of the Year for her Knockout HBO special, Someday You'll Die. There's a song at the end of the thing, so you should wait for the song, too. I love that. She's won an Emmy, a Grammy, and Golden Globe nominations, and now Glaser's taking on a new project. She is kicking it up a couple of notches, hosting the Golden Globes, which will air right here on CBS on Sunday, January 5th. And we're very glad to say that Nikki Glaser joins us live in the studio. Let me just toot your horn before you say anything with your knockout legs in the show.
Oh, my gosh, okay.
So great, Nikki. Okay, your style of comedy was described as delightfully, profanely confessional, threading the needle between brutal honesty and self-indulgence. Bravo, bravo, go you.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it must be so fun to be you right now. I can't imagine what you're thinking as you're processing all of this.
It really is fun to be me. It's been a lot of hard work leading up to this point of like a 22-year career where some people are suddenly starting to take notice on this kind of like bigger scale. And I'm at a point in my life where, you know, I'm old enough to kind of handle this kind of attention and not let it go to my head, know that it's can go away at any point, and feeling like I have, you know, good family, good friends around me, and knowing like how to do a gig like this. If I would have gotten the Golden Globes 5 years ago, I would have not really known how to handle it. I would have worked myself too hard. I would have been crying, naked, getting a spray tan the night before, like, what am I doing tomorrow? Like, that was a moment I had a lot of times in my life of like, like, I have to be on TV tomorrow. Like, and now it's just like, I know how to plan things. I know how to train for them, and I just feel ready.
But how are you handling it? How are you ready? Because so many people have gone before you. It didn't always work out so well.
Yeah.
How are you so calm and so ready in this moment?
Well, I think I did the Tom Brady roast in May, and
saw.
the way I prepared for that, which was really inspired by learning about Tom Brady and how he prepares
Did you
himself.
know him? Did you
Not
know?
at all.
Didn't know.
And so when I got it, I started researching him, read his book, read everything about him, and was like, oh, you know, it's not all about just like pushing yourself to the limit and like working as hard as you can. It's about the rest. It's about the flexibility. It's about the surrounding yourself with people you love. Like, I hadn't considered that part of my job at all. I always just thought you just have to work hard. So the way I trained for that and the success of that set was like, oh, I just have to do that every time I get a gig like this. I can't do that every time, but twice a year I can do it.
I feel like your set was the moment Brady reconsidered it.
I should not have signed this contract.
He was like, what did I get?
Did you guys hug after that? Did you have any communication with him after?
He was really nice. We just we hugged right after the set. That was my first time meeting him. And then after the show, we ran into him backstage. My parents were with me, and they came up and were like, our daughter is Nikki Glaser. Wasn't she amazing? Like, and I was just like, no. And he was like, she was very good. And then we had a quick passing. But
your parents were there at the roast?
Yeah, they were there.
So they were laughing at Tom too?
They were there. I fly them out to everything, and they were there. It's awesome. They'll be at the Golden Globes too.
Yeah, of course.
So supportive.
So you follow in the footsteps of, like Gail said, you know, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler,
Ricky Gervais.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, he lit up the stage.
Oh yeah.
Did you get any advice from any of those folks, and what did they say?
Yeah, I mean, those three have really made the Golden Globes like this iconic comedic performance. There's the Oscars and the Emmys, and those are always, the hosts are funny, but the Globes is like, oh, this should be like a roasty thing based on what they had done.
It's looser.
So, it's looser. The people are drinking. It's a socializing kind of thing. And so I reached out to Ricky. He called me right away to give me advice within like 2 minutes of me sending an email being like, would it be okay if you maybe hopped on the phone for 90 seconds? He called me. I'm like at an airport, ducked in a corridor, being like, yeah, trying to hear his advice. And his advice was just be yourself. You're not one of them. Don't try to walk out there acting like you're an A-lister just because you're invited. You wouldn't be if you weren't the host, which is a very valid point.
It's so real.
Okay.
It's so real, and that's really important. And
You're
Tina
not
and
one
Amy
of them.
also wrote me and had great advice of, you know, their advice that I cherish so much that you would only get from someone who had done it was that the room is super noisy. They're all talking. Don't try to quiet them down because the audience at home can't hear them. And I thought that was very valuable because I would have been out there I'm not used to performing for a crowd of people talking still. I would have been like, can everyone take your seats? The show has begun, you know? And now they just saved me from that moment, which would really possibly
really
been an
interesting
awkward
nugget.
moment. Yeah, so good.
You say you're not one of them, and yet you kind of are. Because
Wildly
you're
popular.
nominated.
I am nominated, yes.
Because you're being wildly popular,
Yeah.
et cetera,
Yes,
et cetera.
that too.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
But you're nominated. What's it like hosting an award show where you might also be giving an acceptance speech?
Yeah, was really cool to get that nomination on top of, in the midst of preparing for this, all of a sudden the nomination comes through. And it's funny because I'm kind of looking at it through the lens of the host. Like, to me, hosting is number one. Like, I already did the special that was nominated. That's done. I can't control if I win or not. But I'm almost like, which is funnier as the host, to win or to lose? Because I'll do a bit after my award is given out. And I think it's kind of funnier if I lose. Like, whatever I do afterwards will be funnier. So
You're prepared either way.
I'm prepared either way. And honestly, if I lose, I'll be like, oh, good, we get to do the bit where I lose. And I think that'll be, it's always funnier to not do, like, you know,
Self-deprecation
to lose.
always works.
Yeah, so I'll be good either way. I really feel like the thing that will be the successful moment for me, it will be a successful night if that monologue goes well. Like, if I walk off that stage
it's the
after that
monologue.
first
Don't you
10
think
minutes.
the monologue is key?
It's
when you walk out?
everything. I'll be
Yes.
phoning in the rest of
It's
the
like
show.
hitting your first shot in the basketball.
Yes,
game,
it just, you can just see a host relax for the rest of the show if they've had a good first monologue. So I just can't wait to walk off stage and celebrate with all my team and then just have a blast the rest of the show.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Enjoy, Nikki.
Yeah.
Enjoy. I can't
Thank
wait to
you
see you.
so much. Thank you.
Cheering
guys.
you on.
Thank
Cheering
you.
you on.
Definitely.
I hope you win. Nikki Glaser,
you.
the 82nd Annual Golden Globes will air Sunday, January 5th, right here on CBS, and then streaming on Paramount+.